You pick a language you have no business learning, download a popular app, and poke at the screen just long enough to maintain a 2-week streak before the inevitable burnout sets in. Babies achieve total fluency without ever touching a flashcard or feeling the pressure of a classroom. They are living proof that our brains are naturally wired for language. We've just been trained to forget how to use that hardware. The problem is that traditional schooling forces you to overanalyze. You're taught to treat a foreign sentence like a rigid mathematical equation, where every word is a variable that needs a perfect translation. To bypass this, you have to abandon your adult ego. You must intentionally put yourself in a state of total confusion, the same state a toddler inhabits every single day. Genuine fluency requires an intentional cognitive regression. You are fundamentally rewiring the way your brain absorbs and categorizes information from the ground up. Start with the crawl phase. Ignore the endless how-to tutorials on YouTube and instead find a free beginner textbook PDF for your target language. Textbooks prioritize active syntax construction and manual recall. Committing to just 1 month of these unglamorous exercises builds a structural foundation that passive button-tapping apps often fail to reach even after years of daily use. After that initial month, you transition into the toddler phase. Your goal is no longer active study, it is immersive listening, even if everything you hear sounds like total chaos. When searching for native content on YouTube, append the word easy to your queries. This filters for creators who speak with deliberate clarity, allowing you to bypass the gatekeeping of high-speed conversation. During this phase, you must keep English subtitles turned off. This forces your brain to survive using nothing but visual context clues and the speaker's tone. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. Even when you aren't consciously studying, your mind is secretly piecing together vocabulary and grammar behind the scenes to make sense of the noise. Linguistic comprehension is born from surviving this initial state of confusion. Trusting your subconscious to identify patterns is more effective than trying to perfectly translate every individual word from day one. You'll often hear that you need a tutor or a native-speaking partner to practice effectively. But early on, human interaction can actually be a distraction. Practice in isolation. Pause native videos to mimic phrases out loud, and record yourself giving daily monologues to a camera about what you did or what you're planning for tomorrow. If you forget a word, don't stop. Fill the gap with English to maintain your momentum. Then look up the missing translation after you finish the recording. Eventually, you'll take this into the real world, and you will make mistakes. You might accidentally order 10 beers when you only wanted a glass of water. These mistakes are the most valuable part of the process. The sharp emotional spike of a social error acts like a cognitive glue, making that specific vocabulary permanent in your memory. Fluency is gated by the fear of looking stupid. Embracing the awkwardness of a toddler who practices without any sense of shame is the fastest way to drive conversational progress. All of this leads to the ultimate indicator of fluency, the moment your brain stops performing a mental translation step. Most learners take a mental detour. They retrieve the English word for an object, then translate it into their target language. True fluency happens when you map the visual stimulus directly to the target vocabulary, bypassing the native pathway entirely. Shift your mindset from the tourist who merely visits the language for a few minutes a day. Move in. Surround yourself with native podcasts, music, and art until the language becomes your primary environment. To reach the finish line, you must abandon the safety of your native tongue. Embrace the chaotic regression of a child and start living inside your target language today.